Now, let's talk about it. Let's get into Snoop Dogg. So apparently, it didn't take him long to shift faster than a goddamn politician in regards of his stance on the homosexual community. Because remember, it wasn't that long ago that he decided to do an interview with some dingbat on her podcast. Don't remember the name, don't give a shit. But anyway, he went on a podcast. He went over there, decided to just have this whole conversation about how he had a hard time. They want to explain to his grandchild how two women were able to have a baby, which we all said you could just said the child was adopted, or that the baby was from a previous relationship with one of the mothers, and she found and then she's now in a relationship with a new person, and now she's the other mommy. I mean, there's many a children's books and things of another that talk about how, what is it, Dylan had two daddies or mommies, whatever. There's many a books out here about gay penguins, or children's books that talk about homosexuality in a way for them to understand. And kids don't grow up being homophobic. It is a taught behavior from a bunch of ignorant ass goddamn people who apparently have a hard time realizing or accepting the fact that different people exist in the world. So if people want to get on that, I don't want to have to explain that to my kid. Well, then fucking don't. Then what's going to happen is eventually your kid is going to find out when they go to school and they see Dylan got two mommies that came to pick him up, and now they sitting there baffled. It's like, where your daddy? This is my daddy. I was born via artificial insemination. So, there's all types of different ways and things, but he didn't want to explain it. He saw some backlash from the situation. The Levitical community decided to come out, and now GLAAD fake asses decided to join forces with, but I ain't surprised by that. They're a bunch of goddamn Zionists anyway. So that's why I don't really particularly care for them. But and they only care about white homosexual bullshit. So they don't really partake in wanting to help queer people of color. So that's why I don't really see it for GLAAD. They always looking for donations. Here's your donation. So apparently Snoop Dogg has partnered with GLAAD to support Spirit Day, the Biblical Plus Youth Anti-Bullying Initiative. Now, as part of the campaign, the rapper sat down with the Voice alum Jeremy Belote, a member of the Levitical Plus community who was part of Team Snoop on NBC reality series, for a special Spirit Day conversation. They discussed a recent collab on a new song titled Love is Love, which is featured on Snoop's animated children YouTube series Doggyland, which I did see. With that, he did disable the comments. So on the interview that he did and the Doggyland trailer that I saw earlier, because when I was putting this together, I had to get those clips of the video. Um, yeah, he disabled the comments because he knows that the neighborhood talk and the shade room, homophobes was going to come up in the comments with they bullshit, and he didn't want to hear it. Or people like me who's coming in here kind of side-eyeing the situation. Now, I am of two minds with this. But before I get to my two mind situation, I should further read along with what they said. So they said it's a beautiful thing that kids can have parents from all walks and be shown love, to be taught what love is, being able to have parents from all walks of life, whether it be two fathers, two mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. Well, it'd been nice if you would have said that when you went on that interview and said what you said, but you decided to go on that show and act like a complete ass and didn't think that people was going to come back and drag your ass over it. Now, I will say this, I am of two minds. Like, on one hand, I am all for people, when you know better, you do better. If you're willing to grow and all this other stuff, I'm here for you wanting to take a different stance to grow, whatever. But I guess what it feels like to me is that maybe it hit your pocket some sort of way, because was it Felix? Did you have this conversation? You said that you thought that Snoop was an ally. I said, child. So a lot of people thought that Tammy Roman was too, until she said that dumb shit she said yesterday on that Candy Burris podcast. A lot of times people think that allies are what they are, but you have to. And then I know people get mad when these. Well, there's other races and stuff that think this way. So we ain't talking about them. We're talking about we folk. I know it's hard for a lot of y'all to do, but I like to focus on the situation at hand. So when mostly the situation is coming from black people saying this shit and black celebrities that's saying this, then I'm going to comment on black households and how homophobia is deeply rooted within the Black community, specifically in the church. So we're not going to sit up here and try to act like it doesn't exist there. Now, if I want to sit up here and some Latina came out or Latino came out and said some shit, me growing up Roman Catholic, and they want to bring that up, then I can speak on that too. But they haven't said nothing yet, so I'm not addressing that. I'm addressing Snoop Dogg, who's a Black man last I checked. So if people have a problem with me addressing a specific community, find the nearest bridge and jump. I don't give a shit. So what else was I gonna say? So in the book, or in the children's show, I should say, Bella Belote voices a puppy named Zippy who joins the Doggy Land Pups to sing Love is Love, a song that celebrates the love shared among families. Snoop, meanwhile, voices Bow Wizzle, one of the show's main characters, saying our parents are different / no two are the same, but the one thing that's for certain is that love won't change, the pup sings as several same-sex couples appear on screen. Families are special. They are so unique. Everybody's got a purpose more than you will see. We love you, parents. We love you so. So now the problem with this is, like, I'm here for diversity and all this other stuff. Child, now this feel like the same shit where the MAGA want to come out and be like, okay, it just feels a little too preachy. It feels a little, so now this is why I use woke in a sentence, because now it feels like, oh, y'all trying to pander. Kind of like when RuPaul said what she said about the trans community and they dragged her ass, and now she felt the need, I need to overcompensate for my transphobic comments by trying to put more trans people on the show, and we're gonna make sure they make it. If they, even if they don't win, we're gonna push them to the top 4, even though they shouldn't be there. Lexi Love, you should have been eliminated, and I still stand 10 toes down on that. Your ass should have been, the way you was coming off in that last season, you should have been eliminated long before you got eliminated. But they, I guess, people don't want the backlash, so now we got to do this DEI shit. That's the way it be feeling. Like, I feel like if it's a natural situation, then it should feel that way. But it doesn't feel that way with this whole situation. This is why I'm feeling a little cynical about it, and I'm side-eyeing the situation. Like, I'm not buying what y'all selling. It just feels like it's, you're pandering a little too hard and you're overcompensating. Like I said before, if it was coming from a place of, I fucked up, I learned my lesson, I realized that, you know what I said came from a place of just ignorance. I should have known better, especially as someone who's been in the music industry or the entertainment industry for over 30 years. I've encountered and have worked around and have been around many of queer people. And you've seen, for example, a lot of the people you've probably been around are in same-sex relationships and have children, but you decide to go on a YouTube show and spew some bullshit because you were pandering to a certain demographic over there. And now it feels like you pandering to another demographic over here, and now all is supposed to be forgiven. I'm not buying it. It just feels a little pandering to me. So it's cute or whatever. Do you want to incorporate some some queer puppies or whatever the case is in this show? Then go ahead. You do that. So I hope that you're gonna sit your grandson down and let him watch Doggy Land, and then he can sit up there and sing them little songs that you're gonna have to explain to him how, you know, this doggy has 2 parents of the same gender, and it's not gonna fuck him up, because apparently it fucked you up. That you had to say, that's his words, that it fucked you up, that you had to address this. So hopefully, this is easy enough for your grandson to watch, so you don't have to explain to him how whatever the gay pup, or whatever the puppy is, got 2 gay parents, or whatever the case is. So whatever. Let me know if y'all gonna be watching this show, if you're gonna have your kids watch the show, or even if you buying into this panderation situation with Snoop and GLAAD. I roll my eyes at GLAAD and the Human Rights Campaign. Y'all go all suck a ding-a-ling from the back. But then again, I shouldn't be telling them to suck that. They might actually do it. So let me know what y'all guys think of this story in the comments down below.